Evening, everybody. Are we all right? Oh, let's just move that a little bit there. There we go. And we'll do a little zoom in, I think. Fantastic. Now, whilst we wait, I'm sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late because my tablet restarted and did a bit of a, whoops, and then it said it couldn't open the camera and what have you. But hopefully I'm here now. Yes, I am. Yay. Right. Alright, hi Kim. Hi Alison. Hi Shireen. Right, yes, hello everybody. Right, so it is Tuesday, which means we do Try It Out Tuesday. If you haven't joined us before, my name's Bev, and I'm from Crafty. And every Tuesday at 8 o'clock on Facebook, we do Try It Out Tuesday, where you can, ask me questions, say why haven't you used that, or anything of a similar ilk. All is fine. But we have a play with products and, different mediums to see what we want to, see what we like, shall we say. Right, so today, my plan is well, here's the thing. Dave brought me flowers home. Roses, if you will. No, I didn't ask why. I just said thank you. And round them was this lovely white corrugated card. And I thought, ooh, do you know what I haven't made in a while? ATCs. So I thought, right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some ATCs. Because I thought that would be fun, basically. Sorry, it's not letting me share my post. Share me live. Oh well. There we go. And also, this is a good opportunity to say, one of the many frustrating things as a stamp designer, God, that sounds quite pretentious when you say it about yourself, but anyway, is when you're doing things like Facebook Lives and things like that, and the stamp you want to use hasn't been made yet, or launched yet, or anything like that. I know it sounds like a really silly thing to moan, but it's just like, yeah, but the perfect stamp I actually know I want to use, it isn't actually launched yet, and it isn't ready yet, and it's like, very frustrating. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Right, so what we're going to do for these ATCs, I've got a funny feeling my comments have stopped coming through. Yes, they definitely have. Right, so the last comment I can see is Nikki. If one doesn't come in after that. Right, so what I did was, when I was having a tidy up in my craft room for my launch last week with the Doodle Art Mandalas, thank you so much to everybody with your orders. Anybody that did order them, I have to say, please show us your makes with them. I'm really nosy and I like to see, so share them in the group and whatever, that's wicked. Anyway, I digress. One of the things I did when I was tidying up, I found this clipboard. So what I started to do is all the big sheets of watercolour paper that I use is like mop-up sheets and stuff like that. I thought, do you know what, I'm going to put them all on this clipboard and then I've got them all together. So a lot of these will be pieces you recognise from where I've been mopping up in other lives. So we're going to that is gloss spray on a jelly plate. It's right nice. Anyway, that's a gloss spray mop up as well. Oh, we could use that one, because I was thinking of using this one because it's sort of multicoloured. Yeah, I think I'm still going to go with this one. Right, so for whatever reason, my comments are not moving at all. Just give me 1 second and I'm just going to try again. And hopefully they will move this time. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to decorate these 3 ATCs using stamps and all this sort of thing. And the stamps I'm going to be using, because the stamps I designed that aren't currently available, we're going to go with some birds and butterflies. I'm also going to, I think I might get my mandalas back out as well, actually. Might have to, in fairness, I could do my mandalas on here and then do the butterflies, birds and butterflies, black and white. No, I'll do it both. So, you know, so we're going to really sort of mix it up and have some fun doing it this way. I just thought, you know, I've been doing a lot of art journaling recently. What could we have a play with? Oh, I know. We can have a play with these. So, and it's a good way of using up your scraps and all this sort of thing. So, do any of you guys make any ATCs? Do you swap ATCs? And yes, I'm fully aware that's a leading question, and it's probably obvious why, but here we are. So I'm going to take, so this is the birds and butterflies. If you haven't seen these before, the birds and butterflies are available in 2 sizes, okay? You've got, at the minute, a lot of the stamps that are available in 2 sizes, they will be refined down to 1 size. So if you do like, and I have to say, the XL sizes, like the ones I'm using tonight, those are the ones that will be, shall we say, discontinued, and it'll be the more regular sizes that we keep. So this is the birds and butterflies. There is also dies that match these, so they're, you know, so you don't have to worry about fussy cutting. Now, in fairness, there are a lot of straight lines on these, so they're not that difficult to fussy cut, but it's things like the antenna and stuff, which, in all honesty, if I'm cutting out, I just chop off. But not with this hand, because I'm right-handed. Anywho, right, so what we'll do first is we'll take this bit of scrap. Now, this is one I made when I was spritzing butterflies and dragonflies and stuff for a journal page I made not so long ago. So I'm going to take this, and this is going to go on my Super Skinny Slim. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, what size of Super Skinny Slim do I use the most? In all honesty, I can't find my small set of Super Skinny Slims because I'll probably use them. But I do like the rectangular ones. I feel like I've got more thing. But in fairness, it's my border one, because I use the end a lot for stamping. And also at this size. This was the original Super Skinny Slim. And most things will fit on it. Most borders will fit on it. And it's just one to easily have around. So I do have several of these. But in all honesty, you will use them all. If you ask the Be Crafty creative team or people that have been Be Crafty customers for a while, they all, you know, they all will say that they use all of them pretty much. But this, you definitely need 2 of. So here we go. My name's Sam. Sam, you've never made an ATC? Oh my god. So, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up using my VersaFine Clair. And the thing with ATCs, right, so you know how much I love making tags and my journal pages, and you know, small journal pages. You can you know, if you've got this stuff about and you don't fuss too much, which I know we all do, you can knock out quite quickly. ATCs, they're great. They're great for using up scraps, because in fairness, say you hadn't been given a bit of corrugated card and you've got this and you're like, right, I want to use up some scraps. Okay, literally cut this into ATC shape. Okay, or size, should I mean. ATC shape is a rectangle. For those that don't know, an ATC is an artist trading cards. So, you know, remember like trading cards that you used to do as a kid, say Pokemon cards. I was too old for Pokemon, but that's just my example. And stuff like that. It's that sort of thing, but for crafters. Okay? Hey, Sharon. Sam says she's never done an ATC. I've done loads of ATCs and been parts of swaps. Don't throw a Be Crafty stone across all of us. So you can see that fits in there. Where do I want this one to go? I want some green as well. So we'll go with this one here. With the dragonfly. And then I think, let's have a look. For our third one, we'll go for this one, I think. It's a lovely shape of a butterfly. So it's an artist trading card. Yeah, my first, funnily enough, Sharon, my first ATC swap was in 2007, and it was part of a, oh, something's pinging. I thought I turned all my noises off. And it was part of, I was doing a cybercrop for scrapbooking, and we did an and it was Harry Potter themed, and we did ATC swaps and the Harry Potter theme, and I did this absolutely beautiful dragon one of those that I wish I'd kept. Yeah, so it's a small project, okay? So what that means is, you know, if you want to use up your smaller pieces, your scrap pieces of card, you can cut them up, okay? So your ATCs are 3.5 by 2.5 inches, okay? They are in inches, all right? And then basically you just build your art on that, okay? And then you can swap them with other ATC makers. You can keep them and make a sequence. They're generally in sets of 9. But I tend to do 3s, or I would say just make sure you stick to odd numbers would be my recommendation. But you can make them, you know, if you want to do a theme. But, you know, in all honesty, do whatever you like. You know me, I'm a big make what you like what you make, and don't listen to anybody that says you have to adhere to any rules. I can hear rustling. Is someone eating snacks? I said, are you eating snacks? Yeah. That's rude. It's like he waits for me to come in so he can eat snacks. So sorry, I was just grabbing my die cutter. Right, so my dies. I did have them, didn't I? Here we go. What were the sizes? So I can write it in here. It's 2.5 inch by 3.5 inch. Your first ATC swap's going in the post tomorrow, Kim. That's amazing. That's not that butterfly. Here we go. So that's that butterfly. There. Now, our dies are designed to leave an edge, because I like an edge, and that's why. You know, like ATC coins, yes. Artist trading coins, yeah. It's not just it's not ATC coins. It's It's artist 80 whatever. It's artist trading coins. They're great. Also, I will say is if you are looking for, if you do like something a bit more solid, weighty to work on for your artist trading cards or artist trading coins, we do actually also do them in MDF. Okay. Which I might do, in all honesty, with these, because this is a little bit wibbly, because it's designed to be, so it folds, you see, that's the point. So these might actually get stuck onto some MDF at a later date. And when I say later date, I mean tomorrow. So I'm going to go for, get my plates here. And you like doing swaps too? Well, funnily enough, I was going to tag swaps. I was going to ask if anybody would be interested in doing any swaps in the group. Okay? In the Be Crafty Stamps group. If you would be interested, just let us know and we will get started. You back mine onto cereal packets. That's cool too. But again, that's quite flimsy cardboard. You know, if I'm putting a lot of texture paste on, I do like to go onto an MDF one. Because it's just a bit weightier if I'm doing direct. I'm actually going to take that out. See, it doesn't improve how I tidy up in my craft room, the fact that I can pick my plates straight up. Right, so there we have our dragonfly and our 2 butterflies. Okay, so you can already see, before we even start building anything up, I did cut 4 just in case I ruined one. Okay. We've got this So you see, they're going to be a theme. All right. How often the swaps would be? No, and honestly, what we would do with the swaps is we would just run them one at a time. Just one swap at a time. Because you never know that, you know, things are going to change or whatever. You might not want to commit to an all the time swap or a whatever. You know, we're going to do this swap. If you want to join in, join in. If you don't, don't. Okay, you'll be very interested. Fantastic. Alright, so let's put these on here. And put these up here. Right, because I think we're going to need to get a bit of colour onto these as well as some other stuff. So what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to get some of my tissue paper. I am going to get my mandalas out because I've had an idea. So this is a scrap of my tissue paper. If you see some of my lives last week, you'll see I was saying what I do is I sort of rotate from using cheap watercolour paper, okay, and cheap tissue paper to get any cast off, okay. The reason for that being is because I like to use them, but as soon as I've used one, obviously I've then got an overstock of this, so I'll move on to the tissue paper. So for example, I'm running out of this at the minute, so I'll get some cheap tissue paper to use as cast off next. Sharon, I'm interested only if anyone's willing to post to us. If not, don't worry, my lovelies. Me or Sam will post to you if no one else wants to. That's not an issue at all. Right, so I'm going to get my mandalas. Okay. And we're going to pick 3 different mandalas to go with, to go on with these. And I think this sort of size is going to be best. So I think what I'll do is I'll take this one from here. We'll use that one. And I think these 2 from set number 1. Okay, so we've got mandalas number 1 and number 2. These were launched last week. If you missed these being launched, all the videos for these you can catch up on the Facebook page, which you know, but you can also catch up with all of these on YouTube. Okay, Sam will do you a link to the YouTube channel. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp these. Actually, I'm going to see if I've got... I can't decide if I want it really coloured in or not coloured in at all, because I've got a really coloured in bit. But I worry that... But I am going to put other stuff on as well. Yeah, I think I'll go with the white a bit. Okay. So we're going to stamp these onto our tissue paper here. So I've put a bit of card underneath, so if I go over the edges, it's absolutely fine. Right, so we're going to ink up. Now, one of the things that people have said quite a lot is when they've got their mandalas home is they didn't quite realise how, in a good way, how much doodly detail was in there. There's a lot of doodly detail in the mandalas. There is a lot of doodly detail, so you can see, and all of that comes out on the stamp. Something I've always done. I was going to use the word offended, but that's the wrong word. Something that used to be called into question a lot. I don't think it is so much anymore. But something that used to be called into question a lot is the getting the detail with a clear polymer stamp as opposed to a rubber one. And it's sort of been my mission, as it were, ever since we started making our own stamps, to prove that in terms of detail, a clear stamp can do everything that a traditional rubber stamp can do. You can just see where you're going, which is really important for me because I am very much of a... I'll get 95% of the way through a project, and again, if you've seen my lives before, you'll probably know this, I get 95% of the way through a project and go, oh, flipping heck, I should have put more of them there, or one of them there, or added that detail in, or put that border in, or something like that. But the project's mostly together, so I need to be able to see where I'm putting it. Okay. So you can see you've got all that detail coming out on that tissue paper of the Doodle Art Stamps. Because like I say, if you can't get the detail out, what's the point? Okay, but you can see that's, yeah, pretty good. Right. So then we're going to snip these up. Because something else I love to do, like love it, is what I call one-dimensional texture. Okay? And what I mean by that is I like adding on lots of layers with stamps and ink and whatever. So it looks like there's lots and lots of layers, but there actually isn't. It's still flat. So for example, if you are making ATCs to post, you can make them flat if you want. Now these are going to be three-dimensional because I'm going to 3D up the butterflies a bit. But you could do it. So what we're going to do, you see, is we're going to put these on here. But we're going to go into the gaps. We're going to go into the grooves. Right. So. But what I am just going to quickly do, I'm just going to cut off these corners. I would love to say I'm not going to ferret these little bits of tissue paper away, ready to use on something else. But that would not be true. So I'm not going to say that to you. Probably a stupid question. What do you do with the ATCs? Use them scrapbooking and journaling? Absolutely. So if you don't swap them, I would use them in my art journals in smaller pieces. You know, I use my tags in art journals a lot. Similar sort of thing. You know, use them in mini books. You can use them on the front of cards if you want. You know, if you think about it, if you were to make... Just move this out of the way a sec. So if you were to use, we were looking at that, the funky coloured bit of card earlier. But if you were to use a 2.5 by 3.5 piece of that, for example, with all the purple on, okay, and make something out of that, and then put it on a little card as well. So they're fun to make, they're fun to do. So you've got an instant card topper, instant addition to an art journal page, scrapbooking page, or, you know, if you want to get more involved with crafty groups online or start your own ATC swap, you can do that too. But I will say this, I generally do not come up with reasons to make something creative. And it's all part of my don't need a fish. Okay? So, I'm just going to actually heat set these a second. So, if you haven't... Yeah, display them in a frame. I've seen some absolutely gorgeous sort of frames. Where, like, people have put their ATCs in or tag swaps in. Now, in fairness, a lot of people do these with tags and stuff they've received. But I think making that sort of thing with something that you've made that you just like a lot is a flipping brilliant idea. Keep changing these about. Sharon, are you a coffee snob? Oh my goodness. I know several coffee snobs actually. Hashtag Louise Sims. I don't think Charmaine Barrett cares as long as it's intravenous. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to very gently torque this into the corrugated sections. Now, I fully intended to put it in the middle, but you know, perfection is not something I suffer from. We'll go for this one next. Now, this one is a bit bigger, so I am actually going to have to make sure I place it in again. Just going to coax it in, not force it in. Nice and gently. So I'm using the Dina Wakley Ultra Thick Gel Medium. Put these down, but any of your collage medium, matte mediums would do. Unless you want a gloss finish, of course, and then you use a gloss medium. Okay. So we're just going to... You're always talking about storagey things. I'll show you something I found today. So this, I'm going to rotate it slightly differently. On the backing card for this, you'll see it's that way, but I'm going to rotate it so it's sort of got a north, south, west, east compass vibe going on. I can't lie, I'm absolutely loving how these look inside the corrugations. I'm really, really pleased. So, do a telly twinkle. I love a telly twinkle. So you can see how, just fold that one around the corner. They've really sort of gone into, let me hold that one up a bit more. Okay. So even with, obviously we're going to want to add a little bit more colour to these. We do tea, lots of tea, we love tea. Sam can't breathe without tea. Alright, so I'm just going to put these on here to heat them because I've started bending my paper mat underneath. Just to get these dry. You know when you just like, oh, I fancy making something different? That was me this evening. There we go. And then I might add a bit more actually before I finish heating that. So the storage thing I was going to tell you about. So I went charity shop hunting today because I love going charity shop hunting. But there's also like a little, you know, like a little everything shop. We call it like a 50p shop. Things are on 50p. But we call it the 50p shop because it's one of those shops you can go in everything. You can go in and say, can I have some carbolic soap? Yeah, here you go. Excellent. Can I have a size 5 paintbrush? Yeah, sure, here you are. And that's, you know, they're that sort of shop. And I went in and they have these plastic wallets, 12 for £1.50. And I was like, flipping out, that's good. So what I've been doing is I've been putting all of my die cut bits in them. How good's that? I know, it's really sad. I'm so pleased. But I put in like all my doodle art mandala things. Got some nutcrackers in there. Sam's background. But I've also got some... Now, do you remember when we did the dream launch and I was showing you how to make collage paper with the Journal Art Element stamps? Okay. Well, I made loads. I made flipping loads. Okay. And then, just to be sure, I made some more. So I think what I might do is add on some of those as a border. Okay, done in exactly the same way. How tidy is that? I know, right? One space in your craft room, exactly. And that is the one space. Don't get me wrong, they're not particularly hard wearing or anything, but you know, I can always sway the edges. I know none of you can believe I'm that organised, can you? Right, so I'm thinking, do I mix and match, or do I, for example, do stripes on that one, circles on that one, and stars on that one? What do you think? How long before Bev loses them? Noreen, it's like you know me. I tell you. So, what do we think? Do we think 1-1-1, or do we think mix and match? So Sam has put a link onto these stamps here. They're really, really good for your art journaling, making up backgrounds and stuff like that. Mix and match, right, I can't talk. Mix and match. And then my list came out that I used to have when I was little. Lots of people don't know I had one, but I did. And occasionally when I get excited, it comes out again. Right, so let's do... So I'm just going to chop into like approximate lengthage. Right. And then... I'm going to rip it. That one can go there, and that one can go there. And then you feel a sweepstake coming on. Okay, Mother, just clarify this for me. Are you betting for me or against me? Put that one on the top of there. And that one on the bottom of there. Okay. Rosie, talking about tidy and craft spaces, and you finished. Oh, you finished! What's that like? Mine isn't finished. Sorry, I didn't mean to give that impression, like, at all. I said I was tidying it. It's not finished. Not even close. We should do craft room tours. We should do craft room tours. And it can be sort of like an I'll show you mine if you show me yours sort of a gig. And you can all show me yours first. And then that way that gives me more time to tidy mine up. Right. So, we'll do the same again. Use our gel medium. I might as well carry on this board because that's where we are. Well, my thought is, Rosie, I have enough room on my desk for an A2 white pad, which is what I work on, to make it look light and bright. So if I can have that much space on my desk, it means I can open my journal on it. And that's kind of all I need. I'm going to fold that around the back as well. Also, obviously, layering onto a piece of MDF or something means it tidies up all the back for you. What is this finish you speak of? I know. It's like I did this meme once that went on the Be Crafty page. I'll put it on again next week. And it said, you know that feeling when all your projects are done and you can put everything away off your desk? No, me neither. There, down there, stars, and then the last of the circles. So I'm going to go that way. That bit on. Yeah, Sam's isn't too bad. Sam keeps hers very... So there's just a bit too much excess here, so I'm just going to snip that off. Sam keeps hers very light and bright and clean. I think because mine is just like a cupboard that I can just walk out of. Whereas Sam's is in a using space, you know, she uses her conservatory. Not to mention she can see it from a sofa. I can't, so I can ignore it. I can pretend. Right. So now we've got our mandalas and our other bits on using the journal art elements. I know it's new that has only had that feeling. I mean, you did see the stack of like ready used papers, and like I say, that's only from this year. That's a 2022 stack. Do you know what I mean? God knows where all the other stuff is. But I was also really good, and I can't remember if I told you this last week, I'm sure I did. As I found cards that were, you know, clean enough because I hadn't put fingerprints on them to give to people, I put them with matching envelopes and have put them in a basket. So should anyone in my house require a card for anything, they can go into that basket and the envelope is with the card and then they can use it. Come on, that's pretty good. Like a wardrobe from Narnia. More like Harry Potter's cupboard. Really, just better stuff in it. Your desk is in the lounge. I can't decide, Caroline, to be honest. If my desk was in the lounge, would I be more productive or less productive? I'm not really sure. Believe it or not, the living room's actually where I do most of my laptop work. I'll sit there with my laptop on my legs. Right, so I'm just going to heat set these. Yeah, so you can really see now how they're coming together as ATCs. I do think we maybe need a little bit more colour on the back, so I'm going to use, I've got some distress stains and gloss sprays on my desk, so I think we'll probably use some of those. This is taking a little while to dry actually. You craft in the kitchen? I think this is the thing, we all have different spaces and it's just about getting our space to work for us, and because I keep changing how I craft, I mean I haven't really in the past 2 years, so that's no excuse, but in all honesty, in my craft room everything needs removed. I need to take everything out and then put it all back in again. Right, okay. These aren't perfectly dry, but they're dry enough for me to want to just carry on. Right, so I'm going to get this back out again. Okay, because this is the other thing, you cast off sheets. You know, once they've got stuff on, that doesn't mean they're done. You can get them and add more to it if you like. Right, so what we're going to do now... Oh God, I love these so much. I'm so chuffed with them. Okay, what we're going to do now is I think I'm going to... So I've got mainly the sprays that I put to the edge to put away and then didn't. So, hang on. Red and yellow. And pink. Don't have a green. Purple and orange and blue. Right, so that is an extra special glimpse into if I am trying to make sure I've covered every colourway or whatever, I do literally sing the rainbow song. Because that's how I make sure that I've used the colours. Now luckily there's a bit of green on these, so that's absolutely fine. But what I'm going to do is, oh Sam, Dilution Shimmer, you've put the Dilution Shimmer sprays on. Should I use the Dilution, oh I don't know now. Right. No. So I'm going to go with... Right, where's me painted towel? Or at least one thereof. Right, we're going to put some yellow there. Some yellow there. Some yellow in there. And then some orange. But this is a gloss spray. This is the Tangelo. Then some blue. No, I will go through the rainbow properly, but just at speed, I'll, you know, red and yellow and pink and green, and then you know. And then a bit of pink. A bit of pink. And the thing is, you can then choose if you want to go in the gullies of the corrugation or just sort of swipe across the top, because you can always do that too, right across the top. And then maybe a little bit of laid back lilac. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my mini mister, because I want a mist. I don't want to... Should have picked one that got more water in it. Guess who didn't fill up all of her mini misters down there? Okay. Okay. And then you can always coax them with your paintbrush a little as to how you want them to go. You don't have to. Fill that yellow up a little bit because I think that's really pretty. Where it comes into that green there. Fill that there. Okay, and I think a little bit, some of that lilac off there. Into that corner now, that needs something brighter. It's gone a bit muddy. It's gone with a little bit more yellow. So this is the thing, with your gloss sprays, for example, you can move them with water, you can mix them with water. They're really sort of movable whilst they're wet. Okay? It's just making sure they are where you want them to be, because once they're dry, you can't remove them. They won't reactivate. Okay, and now we're just going to heat these dry. Are you ordering the new archival ink pad colours and glazes in, please? Sarah Lou, you'll never guess what I completed the order of today, because they told me, because I pre-ordered them last week, and I was told they were available to get ready to dispatch today. So they said, would you like to complete this pre-order? And I said, yes, I would. So they're on their way. There is a new distressed colour being announced on Saturday. That has, so I've, as usual, I have pre-ordered that blind. Which, you know, is quite exciting, really. So yeah, that's been pre-ordered blind. Love it. So yeah, the glazes and and archival ink pads, they're on their way. But they are just coming by themselves. I'm hoping when the distress comes in, I'll be able to get a bit of a restock as well. Alright? But yes, they will be here. Well, as long as it takes for them to get here, really. I don't really know much else. So, we're going to carry on with our ATCs. So we're going to blend these. Now, Because I am working on, I'm just going to decide which ones I want them on at the minute. See, that's quite bold in colour. So I don't know whether that one would be better. Totally forgotten where I was going. Oh yeah. So I'm wondering if that would be a slightly better mix. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at it on the screen. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. So yeah, because I'm going onto a corrugated surface, I'm going to use some of this spindly stuff as well. I keep forgetting what it's called. Sisal. Love a bit of sisal. Especially on ATCs, bizarrely enough. I use it a lot on ATCs. Love a bit of sisal. Because I'm going on to the corrugated, this is where the Dina Wakley Ultra Thick really does come into its own, because it means it's ultra thick, so you can put sort of like a step of it in, which means it can go into there and still stick to the back there and hold this bit down. So that's why I like to use it. So where's my spatula? That is how, in my opinion, Nigella Lawson would say spatula. Spatula, like a microwave. Yes, I know. I'm going to put a little chunk of that there. A little smidgen of it here. Basically, bring the two together. I'd probably have done with a bit more sisal, to be honest. So, I love a bit of sisal. Then we'll do the same again. Like I said, it's going to have a bit more sisal on it. I don't feel like I used enough on the butterfly. So again, do chunk there, bit there, and bring the two together. Give that another press down. And then in for this one. This is so exciting, I tell you what. This was a good plan by me. And I'm not always, do you know what I mean? I'm not always delighted with what I make. Is anyone? But this I'm happy with. Biggest bit of sisal for the smallest butterfly. But I think as well, you know, obviously when we launched the mandala stamps, I really did, you know, and the creative team, we really focused on how you could use them as a focus stamp. You know, they weren't just a background stamp or whatever. But this is how when I was designing them, this is how I saw them being used. With, you know, really sort of helping your other stamps become the main focus of what they're going to be, and that sort of thing. So, you know, that's, love sisal, but it gets everywhere. I currently have 2 molten grey ponies. A bit of sisal getting everywhere is the least of my worries. Right. So we're going to need some words, aren't we? So let's... Might have gone overboard on the dragonfly sisal, but that's okay. And now I feel like I've said sisal too much. To be honest with you. Okie dokie. Right, so ticker tape 1. Now, lots of people might say, you use ticker tape 1 a lot. Yep, I do. You are in fact correct. And that's all I have to say. Yeah, you are correct. That's because I really like it. Alrighty. Hello. You stamped out loads of the butterfly stamps. And this is the thing. I like, as you can probably tell, because you can do it with a lot of our stamps, they really are. You can use over the top of, you know, your mop-up sheets, and then cut them out and prep them. You know. There's 3 ticker tapes, Sharon. There's 3 ticker tape stamps at the minute. I can't get them. I haven't had a chance to get number 2 back at the minute. So if that's the one you're waiting on, I haven't got it at the minute. But we should have number 1 and number 3 in stock at the moment. Because I always keep loads of 1 in because I use it all the time. All the time. Number 4 is on its way. Number 4 is coming in 2022. Speaking of 2022, happy Tuesday, because it's all the 2s, isn't it? It's 22/02/2022, and it's Tuesday. That's a lot of 2-age. Okay, sorry, so the stamp I went for, in the full stamp, it says, be silly, be fun, be different, be you, right? But all I'm going to do is I'm going to use be fun, be different, be you on each one of these. Okay. Pull these back. Yeah, Bev, you really did just go too far, and that's why it won't stick. Right, let's take that bit off. Go back in. Where did I put my palette knife? Over here. Spatula. Are you sad? Are you want to stay up to 22/22? No, that's not sad. That's perfectly normal. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, nice big glob. That was it. I was trying to be economical with it because, as you can see, I'm getting down my pot. But if you need to use it, you need to use it. You can't have it and keep it. I do need another bit. Yeah, of course you do. Read it on there. Absolutely stunning. Right. So we're going to go with BU. Be different. Concentration. Be fun. Right, that is actually it now. So I can put my spatula there. Okay. Just clear some things away. You can just see them just a little bit better. And that is our ATCs on the corrugated card. Okay, so what that means is you can see just in the hour, and that's me talking through it. But like I say, I love talking to you guys because I feel I actually, you know when you reach that crisis point on some projects where you're like, should I keep going or biff it? You know, chuck it away and whatever. When I'm talking to you guys, I do keep going. which I absolutely love, because 9 times out of 10 I always come out in my lives with something I'm really happy with. So thank you so much for joining me on this Super 2 Tuesday. I'm really, really chuffed with these ATCs. I think they're beautiful. I think it shows how well the doodle art mandalas work with a more pen and ink style as well. It's not, they don't just have to go with the doodle stuff. Okay, and you know, using some scrap coming from the flowers, absolutely stunning. And can I just point out, I didn't use a white pen at all, or white flicks on anything. No one's as surprised as me. Okay, so thank you so much. If you are catching up on YouTube, or you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, if you could do that, we would greatly appreciate it. Any post that you see on Be Crafty's Facebook page or anything like that, you know, we know not everybody can buy every week or every month or whatever, but if you occasionally share a post, that is brilliant, and we really appreciate it. Okay, so rest of the week, Sam is in Crafting Together with All Brands, or Crafting Together because everyone loves each other, at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and she is going to be doing something. Well, in fairness, who knows? But Sam is an overachiever and very often completes more than one project. But who knows? You never really know with Sam. I've known a very long time, shall we say, and one never knows. But it'll be something creative. Okay, and then, of course, she will be back on Friday for Chit Chat Friday, so make sure you know what you want for tea. In the meantime, if there is anything you would like to see, if there's anything you would like to see demonstrated or a video of, we are here for you. So just tell us what you want to do, and that's absolutely fine. You can send us a message, send us an email, and if you have sent us one before but haven't seen what you asked for yet, send it again. We get lots in, okay? So it's not that we've forgotten you, we've just forgotten to remember. Alright then, guys, like I say as well, anything else you need, or if you just need a chat, you just give us a ring. Alright then, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and if I don't see you before, right here next Tuesday 8 o'clock. Bye.